Taxes are something that you should be thinking about when dividing assets. Now, this is something that's often overlooked because we only pay taxes typically once a year. But taxes are something that you should consider when making your ultimate decisions. Taxes is another factor that you should be considering when dividing property. When dividing a property, the court can and should consider the tax consequences of the division. Depending upon your situation, there are certain things that you may need to be considering. For example, the sale of the marital home. If you are married and you're selling your home, there's an exclusion of up to $500,000 from the sale of marital property. So if your marital home is going to sell for more than $500,000 above what you paid, there may be some tax consequences on that. It's important to consider that when making your division. If you're dividing other items such as stocks or other assets, there may be some sales involved, and when there are sales, there may be some tax consequences. It's important that if you're going to be faced with a situation like that, that you have some financial advisors that are going to be involved in this situation. Get financial advisors and experts involved to help you make a decision. This way, when you sign your documents, you're making a decision with eyes wide open. Also, if you can't reach an agreement, that you have these financial experts available to you in court so you can tell the judge why the court needs to consider your reasons when making the division and ultimately the tax consequences and how it would impact the division of property. Asset division is going to be finalized in your marital settlement agreement when you and your spouse agree upon all the division of your property in writing. This may take some time to get there, but ultimately what we have to do is get everything down on paper so it's clear who is getting what, who is responsible for what, so that way we can present it to the court and have the judge sign off on it. If your spouse is not complying with the terms of the judgment, you may need to go back to court. Before you do, it's important that you try and understand exactly what they were supposed to do. Make sure you read your documents and you understand what their obligations were before you go back to court. Get with your lawyer, make sure that everything is done the correct way. Try to go to your spouse and see if you can get them to do things in good faith. Maybe there's a way of avoiding going back to court. But if you don't, if you tried everything you can and you can't get them to cooperate, you're going to have to go back to court. You're going to have to file motions, get things back in front of the judge, and depending upon what you're looking for, there's different remedies available. So get with a lawyer that can help you to understand what needs to be done and the best method of getting it done.